In this video, I'll be setting up my bullet journal for December, and I'm going to create 6 different spreads. All the timestamps will be linked in the description in case you want to skip around. For the theme of December setup, I decided to go with a white Christmas, in which I'm going to be drawing some pine trees and some snowflakes because I'll be spending Christmas in Vancouver, so I wanted my bullet journal to reflect some of that. And I picked a color palette that would reflect a white Christmas a little bit, so I decided to go with like different tones of blues and teals. For the cover page, I decided to create a double-sided spread. I just think it looks a little bit cleaner. And I added these little like stickers kind of to define the color palette. On the left side, I'll be drawing some pine trees and I'll be using my 0.1 Staedtler pigment liner. This is my favorite pen to draw icons and make them look kind of dainty and delicate. So after I'm done with the icons, I'm gonna go with the Papermate medium-sized pen. This is my favorite for writing and creating lines and titles. So I'm just gonna write like the theme of this month, which is Let It Snow, because it's a white Christmas and because I kind of want to let it snow with like ideas and inspiration for the new year. For the title, I'm gonna be using these stamps. They are actually the same ones I used in my Easy Minimalist setup video, which I can link in the top right corner in the description below. This method is simple, easy, and I really like the way it looks on the journal. And for the final detail, let's just add a pop of color. For the monthly spread, I'll be using the Staedtler 0.3 fine liner to create the lines because it gives me kind of medium-sized lines that aren't too thick or too thin. And as a quick tip, don't forget to double check your dates. I have made so many mistakes in the past, so now I do it every time I'm creating a monthly spread. And just to add a little bit of decoration, I'll be adding some snowflakes at the top over here and pine trees at the bottom. I'm going to make sure to link a PDF document where you can download and see all of the icons that I drew on this video in case you want the reference to recreate this spread. So I'm using another stamp from Notebook Therapy, and I'll make sure to link everything that I use in the description below, just to give it a little bit of a pop of color. And now I'm going to go in and add the pine trees. For the title, I'm using the same stamps that I used for the cover page, which are these stamps from Michaels that I'll also link in the description below. For some reason, my camera did not record the footage of me coloring in this spread, but I will insert some images over here. For my goals page this month, I'm again using the stamps for the titles. I clearly did not feel like lettering for these spreads. And I really don't mind this kind of like messy look that it gives the journal. I feel like it looks kind of vintage and I really like it. So because December is such a messy holiday vacation kind of month, I am only going to be focusing on 4 goals that I have already been focusing on before. And for this, I decided to lead each one with a little pine tree icon that I'm going to decorate a little bit and write the goal right below it. Unfortunately, I can't share my 4th goal with you guys because it is a project that I'm working on and I want it to be a surprise. At the bottom of the spread, I created a more section. And over here, I'm going to write a lot of little things that I have to get done that aren't necessarily tasks. They might be like mini projects or little goals that I want to have for this month. And I usually have this on December because you have so many things you want to do before 2020 or to get organized for 2020. I always end up just piling a bunch of to-dos, so I wanted to leave like a dedicated space where they could be found on my journal. For my habit tracker, I'm just gonna go ahead and write dates, so 1 through 31st in sort of like a column format all the way to the bottom of the page, and I am using the black marker for all the Monday through Friday dates and then the blue marker for Saturday and Sunday. This is just so I can clearly see the weekends And now I'm gonna go in with, again, the Paper Mate medium-sized pen to do all of the lines to create this chart. So what I'm doing this month, instead of having a lot of habits, I'm just focusing on reading, meditating, working out, and doing my morning and evening routines as much as I can, even though I know that I most likely won't be able to do them so often. And instead of checking boxes, I am writing the space to write statistics on them. So for example, if I worked out, what did I do? How long did I do it for? If I read, how many pages, or how much audio did I listen to in an audiobook? And then the same thing goes for meditating, the number of minutes and stuff like that. So I'm just calling this like my stats page for December, and I'm doing this because I want to keep track of what I'm doing instead of using it as something to hold me accountable to do it every day. It's more like, let me see what I can get done even on these messy months. And we're coming right out of Thanksgiving and into this month of family, friendships, happiness, gifts, etc. So I decided to create a gratitude page that would go along a little bit with the theme of this month so that I can write in something that I'm grateful for every day. For my memories page, I wanted to keep it pretty simple, so I just added the title in with some stamps and then a few decorations around the page. I drew in some Polaroids kind of to go along with the whole memories theme, and I referred back to my color palette to kind of pick the colors that would look best with this spread, and went for a dark turquoise and light blue. And where you would normally write the date for the Polaroids, I added the zip code of where I'm going to be staying at this Christmas. Finally, I added in the numbers at the top, and I just basically wrote 1 through 31st, and the idea here is to circle in the number wherever I'm writing a date, obviously write it in the page and write the memory next to it